Okay guys, here we go. What I'm doing is I'm installing 4 more cup holders and 2 rod holders into the boat today. Okay guys, we've got a windy day down here in the Keys today, and there's a couple projects on the Falcon I've been meaning to get done. Today's the day. I'm going to be showing you guys how to install new rod holders and cup holders on your vessel. If that's something you ever wanted to learn how to do, this is a little good how-to video. Grab your life jackets, hang on, not getting off the dock today. But welcome to today's episode. Couple things you're going to need to do this. You're going to need a hole saw, the size to fit. I've got 1 cup back here already popped in. So you need a hole saw the size to fit the cup in. You want to make sure it's not bigger than the ring on top right there. You can see it's plenty of room, but the cup will slide right in. So make sure you have the appropriate size hole saw. With that, on the drill, I've got a small pilot bit I'm going to use first to drill the hole. So what I did is I measured the distance between the rod holders, centered it on the side of the gunnel, marked the spot. I checked underneath first to make sure there's nothing I was going to hit underneath. My gunnels are open, guys. If you have gunnels that are sealed up closed, you're going to have to figure out how to get in the side of them. You might have to put a side hatch or something in to do something like this. But with open gunnels, measure the distance between. We're going to drill. We're going to start drilling right now. I've got the plexiglass duct taped on the outside. That's as a wind block. The wind is coming this direction, and I'm going to tape the shop vac cord right to it. So I'm going to get to it, get this hole drilled. Okay, couple things. Obviously, got a little wind going. I like to keep the boat or not blow any dust in the canal or keep everything as clean as possible. So that's why I'm duct taping the shop vac down here. Simple enough. That's running. I'm doing a pilot hole initially on this big one. If you got a good sharp bit on your hole saw, you don't need to drill the pilot hole. So I just wanted to drill the pilot hole to test the first one originally. So it's got that duct tape down. You know, I'm going really slow with not a lot of pressure initially, guys.
If you're going to do this, be sure you give yourself enough time to do it. You want to cut them holes nice and slow so you don't accidentally catch the drill, send it spinning, and chip off a part you can't see.
So I got the 4 holes drilled for the cup holders. I'm doing 2 rod holders as well. So the rod holders are at a 15-degree angle. So when you drill them, the rod holder is going to sit like this. It's going to come in at that 15-degree angle. So to drill them, you turn the rod holder around. Here's my spot. I'm about at, I'd say I'm a ½ inch off, probably an inch off of center, cheated in this way because I've got gaff holders and stuff underneath. If I don't cheat it over, it's going to block where the gaff comes. So I had to cheat it just a little bit. But when you drill this, you got to drill at the angle of the rod holder, otherwise it won't work very well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start the pilot hole first. You want to get a good bite on your bit when you start it. I got to get my shop vac up here. It's starting to blow it everywhere. So I got the pilot hole started. And what I'm going to do now is, and I'll film this, I'm going to put the rod holder up and I'm going to get the drill at the same angle as the rod holder. Obviously, when you do that, you're not at a 90 with the surface, you're at an angle, so the teeth on the back side are going to hit. So anytime I'm drilling a hole in the boat, I don't do a lot of this, but I do know how to do it, but anytime you're doing that, you want to go low and slow with the drill. Just take your time, let the drill work its way through there. I've got all afternoon. If you're up in a hurry, you're going to blow this up, you're going to splinter it, and you're going to have a non-professional looking job. But anyway, so this is That's my angle right there. It's 15 degrees. I got the angle figured. I'm going to tape up my wind block right here, and then I'll get drilling. So what I did right there, guys, I lined it up. I drove the bit in far enough till it touched. So then I know when I touch here, I got the right angle. Okay, on these angled ones, like I said, take your time, go nice and slow. I just verified the angle there again, that I was hitting it correct. And just take your time with it, because that drill's only hitting on the one side initially. So just, it doesn't hurt to go slow. I've got this running on 2 times normal speed right now, so you can see I'm going pretty slow with it just to get it to run through. Perfect. After you get your holes drilled, next step is to take your marker and mark it. I've already marked these, but set it in place, hold it. You're going to want to hold it really firm and mark your spots where you got to drill out for your screws. Next thing is the drilling. Make sure your drill is firmly seated before you start drilling. And make sure your blades, bit's all the way locked in. This one's got a flat spot on it, so it does that once in a while. I like to drill them out just a little bit wider, like I just seen me doing there. Gives you a little room to get the bolts in. So I've got a backing plate, basically I cut, guys, out of some stock aluminum I had. So I'll have one screw be on this side, 2 will be in this side. You need to get a backing plate of some sort on these for sword fishing, for these bigger ones, these bigger fish. So I'm going to try to get this up and in there. How about that? They all lined up. I made a pattern first and before I drilled these things out and cut them. Right there, okay. What I'm going to do now is pick it up, silicone around the edges on both sides. Just shoot a little bead of silicone all the way around it. I'm going to shoot a dab of silicone on those plates underneath and snug them up. That way if you ever have to take it off, the plates will stay in place if you silicone them. So we're going to start that now. First I'm going to do all the cup holders. Okay, what I'm going to use for sealing this up, you want to use a little marine silicone sealant. Basically, you can pick this up as a Starbright. There's different brands of it. You can get it anywhere. What I'm going to want to do is run a bead around the bottom of this. Because these guys fit in there, there's about a 1/4 inch gap over. So you're just going to run a bead around it. And I'm just going to seal it down. I believe this stuff's got a 24-hour total cure time, so you don't want to do this and then run your boat the next day. You want to let it set up good and hard. There we've got the full ring around the outside of it. there, pop this in. Get it a little snug down. And I'm just twisting it back and forth a little bit there. Gotta grab a rag here, any extra silicone to wipe off. You just kind of want to seat it firmly, and it'll actually suction. It'll actually suction down onto it. You can feel it do that. And then I'm just taking off the any extra silicone that was popping out on the side here. Done. That one's done. So again, that's about a 24-hour dry period. I'm going to do the rest of them with the rod holders. I'm just going to, the bolts are loose. I can pop it up just a little bit, and I'm just going to silicone right around a little bit underneath the edge on that, and I'm going to silicone the plates underneath where they're loose, they're hanging down. I'm going to put a dab of silicone on them plates and then tighten them screws up. That way when that dries, if you have to change that rod holder out anytime in the future, the plate will stay in place. All right guys, I'm going to show you the finished product. Here is the new Swordfish rod holder I've installed. This does have a swivel tip on it. I had a lot of you guys asking, how come you don't put a swivel on your Swordfish rod mat? It's easier to get the weight off. Well, that works great if you got more than one person in the boat, guys, but when you're fishing alone, and like my main rod holder was here, this is straight up and down 90 degrees. So when you're fishing alone, if you've got to adjust and steer the boat or do something, that thing would be swinging around. So I absolutely, if I'm running that holder, it's not going to have a swivel in it. With the 15-degree angle, I experimented and I've used it a couple times on Anthony's boat. You guys seen us out. The rod will swing back and forth, but it kind of swings back to straight out just due to the angle of the rod holder. I had a couple of you guys ask me about this thing. What is it? On the bottom, you can see I cut it so it fits on the crossbar down there. It's 1.25 inch pipe. What I use it for when I'm bringing the water hose into the boat or the electrical, if I'm dragging stuff in and out, hose filling up with fuel, it comes through here. So you see this is getting marked up, then it's not marking up my boat. But finished product. So what I did, I added that one, new cup holder up here. There's not a seat up here, but the cup holders work great when we're like doing some mutton fishing and stuff and you got a small weight. We can pop it in one of these cup holders. You can have a drink in one, and then in the other one you can put your weight. This one I changed out to a 30 degree, which has got more of an angle of a rod holder, and the front one's 15. It's really hard to change them out after they've already been drilled. Basically, you got to take like I took a Sawzall and just trimmed off about 1/4 of an inch on the inside so I could slide the new piece in. It was a little rainy that day, so I wasn't filming. Back of the boat, added these two as well. Again, it's nice. I got a seat that comes back here, guys, goes all the way across, so you got a cup holder for that, but also for the small weights when we're deep dropping and stuff like that, or mutton fishing, just the little weights, easy to fit in there. If you got cut up bait, it's nice, you can just put it right in there as well. So I did that on both sides. Again, couple cup holders, another rod holder. The advantage here is when I'm driving the boat, the main rod holder is right here. You can see it behind me. If there's somebody standing in front of that, it's a little harder to see the reel, see the rod, see the angle of the line. By putting it up here, one, the rod's going to be out that way. I'll be able to see the person running the reel, see the rod. I can see the angle of the line the fish is going at, and with sword fishing, that's very important. So, and the rod is on a swivel, so we can swivel it. If he's burning up toward the front, we got to get the weight. We can swing it that way or back this way. Ideally, I like to keep them coming in about 7 o'clock. But with it being there, it's a lot easier to see. And for me, I'm not going to turn totally sideways when I've got the rod here. Here I can be running the boat here, guys. I can be running the boat right here, looking at the rod tip, and if we got to go backwards, that's why I've got one on this side. It's not very often we fish this side, but when you need to, you need to. Otherwise, it's almost impossible to do it. So from running the boat perspective, I can see everything going on there very, very easy. And we'll use, probably won't use the swivel ones for deep dropping, because I'll use the back two and the front two, because I'll be running two rods. But anyway, that's what I did. That's my logic for adding the extra cup holders and rod holders in the boat. If you guys haven't had a chance yet, please smash that subscribe button. I got about, I don't know, 60, 50,000 of you guys watching sometimes. And, you know, there's only like 4,500 subscribers. So, and let me know, guys. Shoot me a comment. I'm pushing 5,000 subscribers. Let me know if I should do a contest for the 5,000th subscriber. Whoever reaches who's number 5,000. Should we do a contest, a giveaway, or something? You guys let me know in the comments what you think. So this is Captain Matt, Marathon Sport Fishing, signing off for today.